Hey everyone, welcome back. I am super excited today. I've got a big announcement for my channel and I will be doing that at the end of the video, and I have something I want to share with you that has turned out so cute. I will be getting back to the fairy house. I am waiting on the clay to dry. I've been working a lot and hopefully by Friday, maybe this weekend, if I get my weekend off, we can finish that up. So last night, I guess it was early this morning, I was sitting up and I couldn't sleep. So I came in here and decided to try a little crafting project. I've been watching a lot of DIY channels on here, and it kind of inspired me to kind of do something. So I started at 1 o'clock and I got so absorbed in it and everything else, and by the time I looked at the clock it was 3 in the morning. So yeah, okay, so anyway, let me share with you what I did. And I've been watching a lot of the DIY channels with their, like most of it is this new farmhouse look, okay, which I think is great. Doesn't exactly fit my style, but because I'm more into industrial steampunk and mid-century. Oh my god, I love mid-century. But anyway, I decided to try to create a little rustic something, and here's what happened. This is my little washboard. Isn't it cute? Okay, I am just so excited about this one because I am a perfectionist and I am never happy with what I do. Isn't that cute? I think it turned out so cute. Yeah, so I'm pleased I don't mind my hands. I've been getting things prepared so I could bring this tutorial to you because I didn't want it to take forever. So I prepared a few things along the way and I'll explain what I did. So the first thing we're going to need to do this little project is some corrugated cardboard. Now, not all corrugated cardboards are created equal. I guarantee it. This is out of a box that had a tool in it, and it worked pretty well. The original, which I think is just the best, came out of a box that held cat litter that I bought for my cats, and it peeled off of this corrugation so nicely. Okay, I've never had anything peel that good. This one, however, has a few little fuzzies in it, but once I start painting, they're not going to matter, but this was a tough one to peel. Also, I did make another one. I did a video and then it came out all wrong. This one I used a corrugated paper pad. They're okay, but I almost think that in this size that the spacing between the corrugations is too small. It just doesn't look right. And if you're going to use that, it's very thin. Just a note. It's very thin. It flexes really easy, and once you paint it, it warps. I mean, you can straighten it out, but it's really hard to get glue along the edges too. So just keeping that in mind. What I'm going to do with this one now, this one I didn't do anything to the back. The cardboard was nice and heavy on its own. The paint made it really stiffen up. This one is pretty good, but I think I'm going to add just a bit of, I'm going to add some of this thin cracker box cardboard to the back of it. And I'm going to leave it down a little ways here. And I am going to go apply that with wood glue. Now, I use Gorilla wood glue. I love it, and I especially love it with cardboard. I think it works. It's just awesome with cardboard. It really sticks. And this is just a little bottle. I got a package of 3 of them at Dollar Tree, and it's got a really fine little point on it. And it doesn't clog up easy, only if you don't cover it. So I'm going to glue this on first. I'm just putting glue all over the back. And then I glue it down, leaving a space at the top because I'm going to be gluing my little wooden piece there. So just going to glue that down and let it sit for just a couple minutes while I explain the wood pieces we're going to need. First of all, we are going to need 3 of these craft sticks. 2 their whole length and 1 cut down to 3 inches. Then I used just a regular popsicle stick, and I also cut it at 3 inches. And then this is one of the bigger popsicle sticks. Here's an end. And it is also cut to 3 inches, but it's about 3/4 of an inch wide. So there's that. And to cut mine, I used this tiny miter box and razor saw that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I think the saw actually cost me more than the box. And then I just had my brother cut me a piece of wood to put in the bottom of it. So, because otherwise you're sawing metal on metal when your saw goes through stuff. Not a good sound. Okay, and so if you don't have, you know, like I used Waverly Antiquing Wax on my wood. If you don't have that, another option would be paint. You can surely mix up some paints that you want to use on there. Or I bought these at Dollar Tree, and today is the first time I've ever used them. And what they are is they're just they're like a, let me think of the word. They're like a stain, only in a marker form. And then you just would marker them right onto the wood. And I suppose the more you go over it, the darker it would be, and I'm not sure if you can wipe that off once you put it on to make it not so heavy. You wipe it down a little bit. So that would be another option, and I mean, you get 3 in a package for $1, and I think they have at least 6 different colors. So that's an option. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I am going to cut this down because I don't want to have to work around all the bulk of this cracker box. And I'm just going to snip it off because all of it will be cut away anyway sooner or later. So let's get on with what I did. Now it's going to drive me crazy because I have a cricket on the box. Whatever. Okay. All right. First up, I like to create my rustic, all of my rustic distressed looks. I like to do it in layers. I firmly believe, my opinion only, that layers are where it's going to be when you get that, when you want that certain look. And I was really pleased with that. So what I did is I take black paint, any type of black paint. This is just a black acrylic. And I just paint over my base. I'm going to flip it around and make sure I got all of the little grooves. Get down into them. If you have a little bit of cardboard showing, it's not a big deal. You just don't want too much. And we'll be layering, so most of it will be covered anyway. Need a little more here. I really didn't want to pour any out because I know I don't need that much. Alright, that satisfies me. That's fine. I'm going to turn on my heat gun. I apologize for the noise, but I need to dry this quick or this video is going to last forever. That's fine. There may be a couple little spots, but the main thing is to get your piece mostly dry before you start your next layer. Otherwise, it's just going to become a muddy mess. So the next color I'm going to be putting on is Anita's, which I got at Hobby Lobby, and it's just the platinum paint. Now you could use silver if you had it, but I am out of silver. All I have is the platinum, so that's what I'm going to use. And I used it on the other one, and I really like the way it came out, so. Oh my. I hate trying to get black out of paintbrushes. Excuse me, I had to grab a baby wipe. Sorry about all the noise. Gotta get this black out of here. Okay then, so the next thing is we're going to take our platinum, and I don't want to go too heavy with it, but I don't want to go too light. I want the platinum because this is how I envision this little washboard started out when it was new. It was nice and shiny and pretty. Okay, this isn't that pretty, but you know what I mean. And I mean, you know, it's my ex-husband and I used to buy and sell antiques, and we had several little washboards come through. We had a glass one. The wash surface was glass, and they're kind of rare around here. They're really cool. We actually had one of those at one time. You know, some of them were brass, so they were shiny gold, so gold would be an option. Some of them had a rounded top. I didn't know that. I was looking them up online today. I'd never seen one of those before, and I thought that was pretty cool. And, you know, some are just plain like this. Some have more wood on them, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's really up to you how, you know, you're going to make yours look, what shape you want. If you wanted, you could round the edges on all of your board, your sticks, whatever. I'm not doing that because I'm fine without it, but if you wanted it to be that way, so be it. Okay, so I have put the layer of the platinum over the top, and I have left some black, and I've left the black on purpose. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and excuse the noise of the heat gun again, but I need to dry this. Alright, see, it doesn't take very long. And now I'm going to come in with Antique Nickel. And this is another paint by Anita's that I got at Hobby Lobby. And this one to me is the one that just really gives it that look. This is the one that is going to give it that darker gray look. And I don't want too much. I don't want to paint over what I already had, so you may see me grab a paper towel and dab a little bit. Just means I got too much on for my liking. And I want a little bit of that shiny silver to still show through. It's going to be just little bits. A little bit of the black to still show through. And this is up to you how heavy or light you put this on. Truly up to you. Where you put it on. You know, you might want to skip this. You might just want yours to look shiny and new. Or you might want to go with the brass one, which will be a gold color. I, however, like the rustic, rusty, old, loved, used look. Kind of feels like me some days. Old and used. Okay, so yeah. So that's what it's looking like now. Okay, and I'm going to dry that before I go ahead and put on my rust. And then that part will be done. See, it's really easy, really quick, and it's fun. It's so fun. So, I'm just going to dry it. Okay, that should do it. Alright, now what I use for my rust is this color. I've had this forever, so I didn't even know if they still make it. It's called Terracotta by Ceramcoat. It's a Delta paint. And honestly, for rust, for me, it's awesome. It's got that orange color. I know a lot of people now doing the DIYs are adding baking soda to texture the rust. But that's not what I want here because I figure this thing is used, probably as it got rustier it stopped being used, but in the beginning it probably was used with a little bit of rust on it. If it's all you had, it's what you used. Okay, so I don't want to go too heavy with the rust until I figure out where I want it. And of course it's going to be on your raised areas. It's going to definitely be on your sides because water is going to accumulate between the side of your board and the wood, and definitely at the bottom. And I'm going to make this down here at the bottom. Now I still want the metal to show through because this one isn't eaten completely out by rust yet, but it is going to have its fair share. Obviously by this time the lady of the house probably stopped using it. And I just kind of put it on there. However, some spots will have more, some spots will have less. If I don't like it, I can always dab it a little bit. And if you didn't like this really orangey color to your rust, you know, you sure can go ahead and add some brown to it or something like that you think might give it a better color. Just be careful that you don't squash down your corrugations on your cardboard, because that is not going to be good. You'll have a flat washboard. And a spot or two wouldn't be too bad because it probably maybe look kind of like it got dropped. Maybe it got dropped. Maybe during its lifetime it got dropped. You never know. I'm liking the rust on my original. Okay, my original is always going to be my favorite, guys. And this one I might have gotten a little too much rust, but then again, maybe not. And it doesn't look the same color on the camera as it does in person. So I really wish you could see what they really look like in person, because this one here is very close to old rusty metal. But anyway, this is my technique for rusting metal. And I'm just going to let that dry. It won't take long. And I'm going to work on my wood pieces. Now I've already put the antiquing wax on, but what I want to do, and I have this brush specially made. It was a really horrible, cheap Walmart brush I've had for about 20 years, and it was never a good one. And so I just pounced with it, and so I just use it for whatever now. And if I have to pounce something, so yeah. Okay, so what I'm using is just plain pewter gray, apple barrel, Walmart cheapy paint. And I'm going to be putting some of that on my sticks, because this has been in water. This is going to be weathered. It's not going to look nice and light brown anymore, or brown, whatever color it was. It's going to look like it's going to be grayed because it's been in water. It's had water splashed all over it. So it's not going to look brand new anymore. So I'm going to make it so it doesn't look brand new. Now, one thing which you probably already figured out, and I was just in a hurry earlier when I was doing this, because this is like the 4th time I've done this video for one reason or another, and I didn't sand my sticks, which you might want to do. See, and it just adds just a little gray to it. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it looks really cool in person. Okay, so yeah, I didn't sand my sticks because, well, I knew sandpaper up here. Couldn't find a file. And I was like, oh, I just need to get this video going. So I didn't sand. And, yeah. So my finger got a splinter in it. And then, of course, when I went to get it out, the splinter broke off. Awesome. So I had to go dig it out because I couldn't get it out. So sand your sticks. Don't poke your finger. Don't do a me. That's going to be my new slogan. Don't do a me. That works. And I'm just, like I said, just putting this on here and then going over it with a baby wipe, which is exactly what I did when I got the splinter. So did I learn? No, I did not learn, because these aren't sanded. Oh, such is life. Gray this wood up pretty good, because this is the one right at the bottom, and this one's going to be submerged more than, you know, the other parts, obviously. I think I should do the same with the bottom of the sticks, it will be the sides. Yep, I can feel the wood resisting me. Looking for another splinter. May just happen. Oh, you think I'd learn, right? Nah, what's the fun in that? Where's the fun in adventure? You know, learning, or, you know, learning from your stupidity and mistakes. Where is the fun in that? No, look, see, I got a popsicle stick over here. Go away. Okay, so, also going to do that to the top of our board. It's going to go up the top of the little washboard. I like that one, because that one's pretty weathered. It's got that gray going. Really like that. And I found that the different woods take that stain different, which, you know, is normal with actual staining of actual wood. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to plug in my hot glue gun, which I should have done. Sorry people, my bad. Whoever wired my house decided that every room needed only 2 plug-ins. And they're in bad spots. So, while we're waiting for the glue gun, I will go over, okay, so, like, I don't own a Cricut. Like, this is no frills crafting, okay? And I cannot find, well, at least, everybody goes to Dollar Tree. You guys must have better Dollar Trees than I do. Because our Dollar Tree is always out of everything, and they have minimal amounts of it anyway, and they don't have a lot of the cool stuff I see. So, I don't own a Cricut. I do own some dies for cutting paper. I can't find the really cool stickers like at Dollar Tree that everybody else finds with the little words and sayings and, you know, and letters and all that. I can't find those. They're either gone or they didn't get them. So I was looking for vintage advertising. Well, I was in a hurry and I couldn't find a whole lot. But what I did find was one for the National Washboard Company, which I'm pretty sure is public domain by now. Anyway, this is what I came up with, and I just dropped something on there, and this is an inkjet printer, so I have a water spot, which is cool. Anyway, my printer is low on color ink, and I keep forgetting to buy any. So, I printed it out the way it is, because when you wash stuff, you know, especially back in the day, clothes weren't color fast like they are now, so dye ran. So maybe some dye got on the top of our little washboard, and maybe that, you know, smeared all that up and got it purple or whatever. Anyway, I like them. I think they're cute. I think it worked out fine. So what I did was I just took and tore the paper to around the sign. Now I'm not going to get this whole sign on there. All I'm going to get on is National Washboard Company. I guarantee it. Okay, another thing to keep in mind. Paper has a grain. Just like fabric, oops, paper has a grain. And if you tear against the grain, you're going to get little scallops. Okay, it's hard to not get them. So I am right now tearing the wrong way. I'm tearing across the grain, obviously, because the paper doesn't want to tear. If you go with the grain, it will tear easily. If you go against the grain, it doesn't want to tear, and you get these little lumpy, bumpy things up on top. See, look at that. Okay, so I know I'm only going to get National Washboard Company. I'm not going to get the number, nothing like that. So I'm just tearing right under where it says National Washboard Company. It's too bad because I really like the little number and then the letter to the other side. This was number 725. Must be the model number. Anyway, so part of my N is gone. Every time I tear these, I tear differently. So I'm okay with that though. And then I've got that spot where I dropped the water. Good with that too. So, all right, we're ready. Ready to assemble, I think. Is my glue gun ready? Are you ready? It is ready. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take this board and I'm going to glue it up here to what will be the top of my washboard. And I'm gluing to the waxy side of this, so this cracker box. So I hope it works. I ordered some new glue sticks on Amazon, and I hope they are better than these. These are Walmart, and they're fine, but oh, the strings coming off of them are so bad. I don't know if I've ever had any that bad before. So hopefully when I get these all done, and I start with my new ones. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut right next to my corrugated cardboard to cut that backing off. Cut just right beside it, as close as I can get to all of this. Now I'm going to cut up here across the top. I hope I'm in frame. My camera perched over there, I can see it, but I get so intent on what I'm doing that, you know, I'm not really paying attention to the camera too much. And I'm just going to cut this bottom off as close as I can get it, as straight as I can get it, which isn't very straight. I can tell you that right now. Cut that ridge off. Okay, so hopefully this is somewhat straight. Let's put this together. Okay, so I've got this glued on, and I've got this for my backing to support it and keep it on. I'd really like to do this with wood glue, people. I would love to. However, I haven't been having much luck with the hot glue and wood glue combo. Now, some of your glue is probably going to seep down into your little holes here. That's okay. That's fine. First, we're going to take one of our long craft sticks, and we're going to glue that on here, making sure we get it lined up with the top. And then it lined up right up there with the top. So I'm going to put some wood glue on and give myself a couple little spaces to put the hot glue so I can hold this whole deal together. And I'm putting quite a generous amount on because I realize that it's probably going to seep down into those little holes in the corrugation. Okay, and I'm just going to dot it with hot glue where I did not put my wood glue. Because I was trying to glue the two earlier and I think I mixed them and that wasn't good because nothing wanted to hold. I think it also depends greatly on the size of the corrugated lines you have in your card. So I want to place this so it's like about halfway in the middle of the stick. I don't want it to one side or the other, but if it should happen to slide that way, I'm not going to be upset. This is an old washboard. Who knows? Maybe the leg fell off and somebody nailed it back on and they didn't get it on straight. You know, that's what I'm saying. Think about, you know, what kind of life has your project gone through when you're going for old and rustic? I used to worry, honestly, I used to worry about, what if I don't get it right? What if I don't get it right? And I started thinking about, well, what am I making? And, you know, what life did it probably have? Because, you know, it probably wasn't just put up and displayed on a wall like we do with them now. It was used, right? It was used. Okay, and for some reason I am having a hard time, once again. I used this method on the one I made last night, this one, and it held fine. Tonight I cannot get the wood glue, and I'm sure it might be the wax, but yet I had the wax on that too, so we're just going to go ahead and hot glue the whole deal. And I'm going to hope that if my glue runs anywhere, it's going to run down the back, not down the front. So let's do it again. Line it up with the top. Try to get it centered about halfway on the stick. Glue it down. And pulling my strings because, like I said, these Walmart glue sticks are terrible for strings. I get a piece on my front. Come off. Thank you. Alright, that was a near disaster, but I got it off. Okay, so there's that side. And we're just going to do the same with the other. I'm just going to put it on there like so. And I'm going to grab my stick. Put my stick so it's, flip my stick on the thing. We're going to put it so the stick is like even with the top. And we're going to try to have it so that it's halfway, so it goes right down the middle of the stick. That's the idea. As close as we can get it. Nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect. That's the great part. No one or nothing is perfect. Whoa, get over there, stick. Yeah, okay. Maybe I didn't get enough hot glue up on this end. We're all ran down the back. It's not running down the front. That's a good thing. Okay. Except for right there. Just hold it a little longer. And since I'm not going to be really doing anything with these except displaying them, it's fine to have to just hot glue them. And if yours is going to get a lot of moving and bumping around or whatever, I would definitely then try wood gluing them. But then if you're going to wood glue, don't do what I did. Don't stain on the side you're going to wood glue. Okay, so I have 2 pieces left. This one is going to go across the bottom. And this one's going to be our top. And then we're going to be done. I really like the way that came out. That is so old with the grayish on it. So let's just put some glue on our side pieces. Across the top of the whole deal. The other side. Let's take this piece and stick it on. And once again, I'm going to try to just go like halfway along it. And it's going to hang over the edges about 1/8 of an inch. Not very far. This one didn't hang over as far as the other one, but that's okay. If you look at the old ones, they weren't even either. Okay, so there we go. We're that far. All we have to do is glue this piece on the bottom. I can't cut that now. I've got it really crooked down here, but that's okay. Like I said, I used to deal in antiques and seen my share of crooked washboards. For sure. Okay, I'm going to take a poll. Do you guys say wash or wash? Around here, it's about 50-50. We either say wash or with an R, or we say wash like you're supposed to say it. And sometimes, from habit, because from the time I was little, I said wash. I'm trying to be more correct and say wash. Not that it matters to me at all, but you guys got to listen to me. So I'm sitting here going, do you say wash, or do you say wash? Okay? Let me know in the comments, wash or wash. Okay? So the last thing I'm going to do, first I'm going to put the lid on that, and put this foil back over that, is I'm going to take some just matte Mod Podge. And I am going to put a coat up here on the top. Pretty good coat. Because I'm going to put my little sign on. And there it is. Oh, wait. We can't just do that yet. I need to, first of all, this is what I do with the last one. Just because I tore the edges, I got some vintage photo scrapbook or distress ink, and I just went over the little sign just to make sure I didn't have any white colored edges or lighter edges that look funny. The paper is coffee stained, however, still they come out lighter than where the printer has been. So, whoops, don't stick. I'm not ready for you to stick. Okay, and I'm just going to stick that National Washboard Company sign on there, and I'm just going to go over it right away with the Mod Podge, because it will probably make the distress ink run a little bit. There we go. And I will remove, I have some globs of hot glue, so please don't pay any attention to them. I will be removing them later. Anyway, that is it. It's that quick. That shouldn't have taken too long. Get that out of the way. There is our little washboard. All done. Just as cute as the other one. I hope you like it. I hope you had fun with that. And now for my announcement. So, what I'm excited about is I have been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. What am I going to do with my channel? Am I going to be able to do anything with my channel? What's going on? So I am announcing as of the middle, I think probably the second week of May I'm going to shoot for, this channel is going to go to an all DIY channel. Now I will be doing home decor. I will be repurposing, remaking. I will do some sewing, crafting, you name it. It's just going to be a DIY channel straight out. So I hope that you will all come and join me in my new endeavor. Probably the only thing I'm not going to do on it anymore is paper craft, because I will use scrapbook paper. I'm just not into that. So yeah, it's going to be DIYs, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm probably going to have a lot of mistakes, but you can laugh at me or laugh with me along the way. I'm going to try to do it once a week. I think I can honestly manage that with my job and everything else. And so I will be looking forward to hopefully seeing you all there. This will be the second week in May. I'm going to really get going on my video editor so I can do voiceovers and so I can do all that stuff. And I can bring you videos that aren't 100 miles long, and you don't have to listen to me talk much. Or, depending on what I'm doing, maybe you will. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, yeah, that is my exciting news. I will update you on that. We will be back to the Fairy House by this weekend. And if you like what you saw today, please hit like and subscribe. Everything you do helps my channel out. I've been on YouTube since 2014. I've had ups and downs, and I was off YouTube for a whole year. Everything else, I want to hit that 500. That's a lot right now because I know I lost a lot. I lost some subscribers when I was gone for a whole year. Not all of it was my fault. And so, yeah, it's time to build it back up and make this channel what I originally wanted it, and that's what we're going to do. So I hope you all join me then, and I hope you all have a really wonderful evening and a great tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you like this, and I hope you try it. Bye-bye.